one of the greatest, that is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters gon' always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different, they ancient, sooner than later, all will be ours. I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are above me. Do not go for the people I love, cause then I get scary, then I get ugly, yeah. Hey, no problem when I'm not equation. Present, loaded, observation. I'm not new here, reborn creation. Come and find me, sending location.
Hey guys, hey, shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate you guys so much. Sorry, I had to do like a woo-saw moment and take my self-care. I can get it, y'all. So I want to continue this conversation because it kind of like that I had on YouTube cameras. It kind of like coincides with my title. So, well, like I said, motherhood comes in all forms, right? So some mothers have birth naturally, some do C-section, IVF, some through adoption. It don't matter. However you become a mother, you become a mother. And that's always been the staplehood of the black community. That's why black black blackness has always been based on marriage, not patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, you know. With that knowledge, I try to move through life. I don't like, and with that being said, it's because, that's why people always say grandmama, because grandma, not grandpa, grandma has always been the staple of the black community. No matter who you get it from. Hey, Vibrant, that's how it's always been in this community, right? So that's why I said that I don't like mothers who don't like their kids. Because if we can look at the examples that we got in the B sector today, i.e., Ness, Room Shaker, to me, prime examples, right? And then we got sons of mothers that don't like their mothers. You know what I'm saying? You could tell by the woman that they get with, because a real man that had a loving mother that fulfilled their needs. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be saying two-parent households, because there's some things that men can get to their sons or daughters. And there are certain things that mothers can get to their daughters or sons that we cannot replace unless you find like a good step person, stepdad or stepmom. Hey, Triple Big Bro. Hey, YouTube cameras. So I think like when we get to the two parents in the household, that could be very good if you have a good a partner. And it starts with women, in my opinion. It starts with women. Well, that's so fly, boo. It starts with the women because it starts with you choosing your partner and the mindset you was in when you chose that partner. See me, it was always put in me from day one. Like how a man's supposed to treat you if he really into you, because niggas will tell you any goddamn thing. And I'm not to say I'm above reproach. I haven't failed through anything. But one thing I do know is you ain't gonna get me twice. You may get me once, but you ain't gonna get me twice. And that's what any goddamn thing. And what I do notice is like like we always talk about the narcissistic men, but we got to talk about these narcissistic women, especially with the high death rate coming along with these black children and these mothers having children with men they knew didn't like them, didn't like the other kids, and the kids they had before they kids. Like to me, it's nothing closer than your child. It's nothing closer than that. Miss Gwen. So yeah, that's how I always felt about the situation. Like I love my child unconditionally. My children can say, thankfully, I have not done with this, but I know I'm going to pass this test. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing my kids could say or do to me that would make me not love them unconditionally. You know, I would sit back before I pop off. I would sit back and think Like, what did I put into the situation? Like the way I would want my parents to have done. Like, my dad did some of the work, but my mom never did. Really bad narc to this day. And then some people, you could tell the parents whether it was subconsciously or consciously effort to create divides and create these narratives and think about themselves. That's why I say I hate narcissistic moms. And what I learned that I think I was trying to do was like, I feel like turning out these narcissistic moms. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some, and we're going to get into all the different dynamics that y'all would probably know based on the sector. So there are different dynamics of narcissistic moms and women, and it's hard to talk about because everybody thinks they have the infallible mom. A lot of people are not comfortable just because motherhood has been put up so hard. Like, people are used to dad abandoning their children. They're not used to mothers, or they used to making excuses for dad that stick around only to just be there, but they're not really there mentally, physically, and most time financially. They just there. So somebody can say, "Oh, I grew up with my dad." That's about it. You grew up with your dad, and that's it. He didn't provide. He didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And then you used to those mothers that's making excuses or making the way, and like, hell, they got the problem. They supposed to pay for this man to stick around, type shit. You know. So that's why I feel like it's stemming from with men and women. When you get older and you have a certain standards about yourself, they can't stand to see that in you. They get such deep hate because it's not about you and your life so much, is it about them. Like, how dare you have low income housing and 1K a week? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you spend all this money on Nyla? Because that's the only thing I got to see. Trust me. But like I say, how dare you? You don't deserve that. You need to get a job. You don't get to sit back and spend Nyla daddy money. You don't get to do that. My mama could never. So who the fuck is you, bitch? Type shit. Like, that's what they be doing. That's what they be doing. It's just based on the women around you, because women were put on here. What up, Black Pearl? Kalia Boo? We're the nurturers, right? So it depends on what type of women you grew up around. The women I grew up around, no matter what their character was, in general, I think that that feel of not needing self-validation was there. Because no matter what type of women we grew up in, I'm just noticing that in my family group, none of us was big on makeup and weaves. That's just been something that's been indoctrinated in the women in our family. And we venture out on certain other factors, but at the core group, we really big on like natural hair, skincare, and stuff like that. No matter what type of men we like, some women in my family, they natural this and that, but they'll pay for a nigga. It's very rare, but it happens. So like I said, it just depends on the women in the group. No matter how the men were raised, if they attract certain type of women, they kids. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen that. So that's why I get to this state of being like, I don't like women that don't love their kids. See, I take myself for example. Like, certain things I wasn't aware of, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But once I seen what type of person you was, I'm out of there. See, so I deal with narcissistic men, but not on a level as most women, I guess, because I can't be drawn in with marriage. You cannot sit here and dangle marriage in my face, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm the prize. I've always been taught that. Hey, Mr. Barron. So I've always been taught that I'm the prize. So it's hard for a guy, because to me, I feel like if I'm going to marry you, you're getting the prize, because I know how I'm coming, right? You're getting the prize. So you cannot dangle marriage over my head. No, nigga, I probably don't want to marry you, because in my past relationships, marriage has always been an option for me. I've always been the one to turn it down. It's never been the other way around. And I've never pursued a guy in my whole life, because that's just, Even though I love certain aspects of the church, one thing I don't leave is like I just feel like it's the man's responsibility to pursue the woman. Even if I like him, I think he's the cutest thing in the world. I would never. It's not in me to go up to a guy and be like, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" Like, no, I'm not going to do that. So that's how I just been. So I feel like any guy that pursues me, because I'm never pursuing them, you have to know, because I'm not like especially since I turned 18, I'm not a person that like hides what I want. I make it very clear. Hey, this is what I'm on. I'm not even one of those women be like, because like again, once again, I don't want to marry necessarily. To be honest with you, I don't even really like them signing the birth certificate too soon. Because like I told you guys, in New York City, hey, you sign that birth certificate, your children are hellbound on that goddamn man's thing. And yeah. So I always felt like you got to earn the right to sign my kid's birth certificate because I need my options. You see what I'm saying? I need my options. But anyway, I've never uh understood women who center males in their thing. I've never understood why Black women centered marriage, because at the end of the day, unless you find a good one, because I'm not going to say marriage is all bad, but you never really know men until you know them. You see what I'm saying? And just in my experiences, because some men and women are narcs, but more men are narcs more so than women, in my opinion. There were more narc men, and then how they can build them in is through marriage, and that's where you get narcissistic mothers that they so hell bent on proving to that man they got wife status instead of really being into them and their children if they're gonna have them. That's why you got a lot of these niggas out here baiting women with marriage that they have no intention on going through the full course as far as family being. Like you're not willing to be a family man. But if I'm married to you, now I'm stuck with this. Now I'm stuck with this in you. I'm stuck with the uh, uh, making you feel like a man, and you're not. You're not providing. You're not protecting. Because people talking about welfare, but it's so many married people on that shit. Sometimes the husband, the head of the welfare household. Sometimes the wife is, but it doesn't clean up nothing. It doesn't clean up nothing. And then you got these women because they can say like, "Oh, I married all three of my baby daddies," or "I had one kid and I didn't have no more." But how you treating that one kid you got? How you treating them married kids that came under the marriage when the man left you and he no longer is helping you provide that image? How you treating them kids? See, a lot of people are too worried about image and not about themselves. And because I feel like whether you married or not, kids should come from love, especially from the mother, because it starts in the womb. You have to be like love your child, get bond with your child. It and if it's not happening prior to pregnancy, I hope it happens during that. You and that's a bonding moment that has nothing to do with the world, just with you and that child, and that bond stays forever. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are not doing that. And then we got these products of it. If you see it now, you got these women who now, especially with the fathers, like I'm not trying to be shady, but let's take Jay Dunn and Lemon for instance. Jay Dunn is sitting here going in on Lemon about his father's arrest record. Didn't your father spend your childhood in jail too, Jay Dunn, though? Didn't your father spend your childhood in jail? And I do think there are a list of priorities. If you spent if the dad spent his childhood for allegedly doing things with minors, I do think there's a hierarchy on that. But there's no hierarchy when it comes to your mom choosing a father that would do petty crimes or any type of crime that doesn't involve defending his family and spending your childhood in jail. You really can't talk about or to nobody. And that's just me being honest. And see, that's why a lot of people don't like me in these panels, because I will be realistic. Yeah, y'all have issues with your mom because that's why I don't like narcissistic moms. There's no way in the world I'm gonna knowingly deal with a criminal. I don't want to raise my child. I think that both mother and father have values to get to kids. If they stop that once, good, but they should never had that first one. Your mama don't get a your mama or you, if you are the product of that, or if you're the person doing that, you don't get a cookie because there are too many women that chose not to do that at all. They would never have a child with a man that is prone to crime and is going to put his selfish needs over because you're as you as a mother, you're putting your selfish need. If you don't plan on having no kids, deal with any type of nigga you like. Feel free to. He can do whatever he wants. But if we're going to have a contest about good moms, we have to have the contest about the mothers that chose men to provide. Same way with women that want to sit here and be like, oh, my kids is about the same dusty ass nigga. Congratulations. Now the city got 3, 4, 7 kids to take care of outside of you. Even if you're somebody that doesn't need um agency's help, whether it be SNAP, whatever you got to call it, your mom does not get a cookie. Because at the end of the day, money can't solve the other parent problem. And so we have to put these things in perspective. That's why I say I don't like moms that don't like their children. They put out stuff to the world. And it's one thing to have a mistake, but it's another. I'm not calling the kids mistake. But what I'm saying is one thing to make mistakes with the partners that you choose to kids, but it's a whole nother thing to not have that conversation when your kids become of age. Like, hey, I I may be a boss bitch, getting my money right, doing this and that. But you know what I lacked in? I lacked in picking out a good partner. I want you to know I didn't do this and this and this and that right. This is what you need to avoid because that's what parenting is about. Accepting your faults and then also making sure your kids don't fall in the same traps. Because there's no reason why your kids should have to walk in the same pitfalls that you did. You should have got something from that shit. So if you having kids again and again with the same dusty ass nigga, you don't look better than somebody with multiple partners. Only way you do, I guess, is if the person keep getting dusties. But you can't be mad at the person that chose to elevate the next time. You know what I'm saying? Get it wrong, get it right again. But don't you ever make the same mistake twice. That's the problem. And if anything, maybe your mom can get a cookie for like not ever, dealing with a dusty again. Accepting the fault that I don't know how to pick out a good ass man. But there's nothing wrong with any person that went through something and didn't go through it twice. You don't get a cookie if you got a bad mom because she was a bad mom. And that was based on, when I say bad mom, I'm saying if you want to look hard down on somebody, your mama has to deal with that too because your mama didn't teach you right. I think a great mom talks about her fails as a child, like as picking a spouse. Even people that stay together, like, hey, then that mom and dad maybe can have a conversation if you don't, because some people stay together just so the kids can see an image. So, but you're gonna fail your children and they're gonna keep repeating your mistakes if you don't recognize your own mistakes and have that conversation with your children. Age appropriate ages. This should be a continued conversation, because ain't nobody perfect. Even though people get on the internet, hey, what up? You gotta chill, Miss Rhonda. So okay, I'm sorry. Reeve. Yeah, so it's so many things that I feel like it's ongoing situations. Because now you got these people out here, and you gotta deal with these weird ass niggas and bitches who moms didn't love them. They so hyper focused on whatever flaw you may have, they can't recognize their own. And they don't even have no self-awareness or no shame or trying to point out something to you that clearly defines them. It clearly defines where you at in life right now. You cannot see it like, let's go with a hater's perspective, right? You want to sit here and say, oh, you did this yesterday. Yeah, but I'm not doing that today. What are you doing today, right now? Right now, because your mom didn't love you and didn't tell you the truth. Or you didn't sit here and take the time out to do better for yourself and stop living off your mom's bad parental calls. Clearly, some of you, when you get to certain ages, you got to realize your mom made bad parental judgments, which caused you to make a couple for yours, either for yourself or your children. And the point of parenting is to do better. But unfortunately, some people are so hateful and so mad at you for doing the work for yourself and your family. They rather focus on what you did yesterday, allegedly or true. It doesn't matter. But they want to sit here and bring you that because that's what they are. Like I keep, and this is why I get to where I'm at. When first of all, nobody knows any of my personal business except for what I tell you guys. Now, people want to nitpick and make up the whatever. That's fine. I don't care. But from this day forward, just because I am trying to like grow and not be bothered with certain people, because if you guys haven't noticed, there are so many people that are trying to like, I guess I bring out their hurt, their trauma that they cannot escape. And I recognize in myself that, you know what, uppity, I was trying to let people cap in peace, but I'm not at that stage yet. So what I do is I try not to be on links with people who I feel like are just capping to an extreme level, giving advice that doesn't need to be had, especially coming from them. Because how what is your real intentions? Because you do the same damn shit. So what are we talking about? How are you going to give advice on something you haven't came through yourself? You are still in need. You are still in need of so many things that you have not done yet. You have not done the work on yourself. You have not done the history. And you have not had the real conversation that needed to be had with your motherfucking mama. She's a whole narc and raised a little mini narc. You trauma hurt ass people. So I recognize that. I recognize that with people. Like, I'm just not going to deal with you because I've done the work. I've been to trauma therapy. I've been to regular therapy. Like when my grandmother left me, I had to go to trauma therapy because I was like, wait a minute. And this is nothing to do with people online. It's just in general. I was like, wait a minute. There are certain people that I would never be involved with if if not for my grandmother, like asking me to do it. And then it came to a point like, especially when she got sick, I'm like, let me just go. So I don't want her stressing like if I'm gonna show up or whatever. But these people, they have not dealt with themselves, and I don't want to deal with them. So I just cut them off after my grandma died. And I went to trauma therapy, and my therapist said that was okay. That was the right thing to do because I don't want to become that person that my kids don't want to be bothered with because I'm dealing with so much bullshit unnecessarily, you know? And I eventually, because you, no matter how much you don't want it to, you eventually can trauma dump on people. You eventually become paranoid. You eventually misread innocent statements because you are constantly putting yourself in a place where you're dealing with people who are not healed because their mama didn't love them. Their mama are narcissistic ass people. And their mama hasn't healed themselves. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't deal with it in my real life, so I'm not going to deal with it online. So when I be seeing things, that's why it looks like trauma dumping, but it's really not. I don't deal with certain people for a reason, and I just want to show y'all examples of that. I got people follow me, and they started with me. They started with me, so I don't want to deal with them. And especially if you're going to try to judge me as a mom, like you want to nitpick every little fucking thing I do, which is crazy to me. Even calling agencies, not knowing who you are. Like, I don't think that's what I'm trying to say. The cognitive disassociation with these people are weird to me. Do you understand what you display online? And and that we could do real facts about you? And you think you're about to nitpick anything I do or me and my child do together? Are you okay, bitch? They don't even want to believe simple things. Like I've been trying to tell people, like I've cooked like meals showing people how to survive through depression, all this other stuff. Because I've learned these things from my grandmother. But one thing I did learn from my grandmother's death is like people will run you to the ground before they show a bit of appreciation. They will. So I no longer choose to deal with people. Like, see, I get it's the B sector. We're gonna go back and forth. I got that. But what I'm not gonna go is back and forth with people who are mentally checked out, who I trick my existence triggered them. And y'all can see it from the comment section. You know? You can see it from the comment section. I don't be doing nothing to these people. They are constantly bothering me in the chat. I can ignore them. And I don't even have a problem in the past. I didn't have a problem just being on the panel with them and ignoring them because I could do it for family members and they could testify to that shit. Okay. So I can ignore people and be in a room with them because I had practice with my grandmother when she was alive. Because I love my grandma. She raised me and she didn't have to. She could have let me, well, I won't say go into the system, but be with my goddamn mom, and that probably would have been worse. But yeah, I'm used to going around people I don't necessarily want to and ignoring the fuck out of them, unfortunately. But when my grandmother died, that's why I went to trauma therapy. And I learned I don't even have to. So I say all that to say, if I'm on your panel, I'm going to give you, it's going to be a little list, but I just want you guys to see that I earned this list. I'm not being petty. I don't sit up here and start with nobody. They could say that whatever they want to. I have the right to my opinion in life. I have the right to thoughts and feelings on things. That's just me. I don't have to live in y'all versions of me. I know what I like. It's me. And hey, Verla. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that. I don't do that with people in my family. And they trust me, I had to go to therapy. Like, I don't help so many people. And the minute they thought I needed their help, they was going crazy on me and they never did a goddamn thing for me. And that's one thing I love to be able to say. Because I know how it feels growing up with a narcissistic mother who sits you out there to the wolves. No, I don't want my kids to grow up like I grew up. Everybody that's really a narcissistic person and do it from the genuineness of their heart. Writing down like, oh, I did this for you. I did that. No. Trying to like make you do things for them, even though these things they should have done, given a title. Oh, anyway. So I just make sure my kids ain't never have to hear that shit. There's not one single person that can go to my kids and go, oh, I had to do this for you. Cause you're no. So that's the title I have for my kids, and that was important to me. So I don't have to deal with anything else. And once my grandmother died, I cut off all family members. And you can ask anybody that knows me in real life. Every New Year's, I shorten the list of people in real life. Like I'm no longer doing the things I used to have to do before. I'm not. So I'm not going to do it online with these weird ass strangers. So let me give my list, okay? Because this is a serious list. Because if you guys haven't noticed, I feel like you don't want to notice because these people are stalking me. They are so triggered, have so much vitriol for me, and I don't even know them. And anybody know me, I don't fucking be giving a fuck about these people. Half of the time I find out information, it be on a panel. I'm a very self-absorbed person. And it happened after my grandmother's death. Like I just focus on myself. I don't even be on Facebook anymore because I don't want to deal with people weird ass bitches like Room Shaker. I can make a post on Facebook. I can share a meme. Oh, she talking about me, and then it's a whole big ass fucking thing. No, bitch, I shared a meme. I said something. I can't help what you because these are the same fucking people who always have something to say about me. If they're not doing lives about me, they're on somebody's panel talking about me. They're doing this. It's weird behavior to me. I don't give a fuck if it's normal to y'all. It's weird to me. And I'm not used to people who I say, don't talk to me, continually talking to me. I want y'all to give one name in the chat. Or somebody like, okay, you know what? I don't want to deal with you. Please leave me alone. And I want you to hear somebody have to have that conversation with me. But even if you want to imagine that conversation happening in your head, let me know when I talk to them after. No, it never happened. That part, Kalia. I don't have to live in that version. I don't. So yeah, Mary said, I don't understand y'all let this man in y'all platform disrespect. So that man. Yeah, and it's not just glitterbles, it's a whole bunch of them. That's why I'm about to give my list. So these are the only thing I ask. And I'm not gonna be like Jay Dunn, like whatever, whatever. Like if they're on a panel, I'm just now you're gonna know why I would not hit your link, you know? But if you want me on your LinkedIn and they're on your panel, just know you're gonna have to drop them. But if I'm on the panel, I don't want to feel rushed. I'm not saying nobody did, but I'm just saying because this is the first time I'm coming out with this list. Because normally I don't even do this, but I see it has to be done. And hopefully people that want to see why it has to be done. Hey Angie. So let me give you my list of people I do not want to be on a panel with. Because if you notice, just go when I say these names, because not all of my playbacks I can see the chat. So those who can't, you can look in the chat and see how they be trying to antagonize me, and then get on a link and and get themselves all wound up from being ignored to being so disrespectful, and it's gonna make me talk crazy because y'all already know that. Anyway, so let me get my list. The clumps, which is Brooke and Malik, P the Panel Killer, Ness, um, Rex, Cosmo, Glitter Boots, Tricks TV. Mm, I think that's all for now. So we got the list in case I'm missing anybody. It'll probably some come up to me later, but these people are so stalkish. Like it got to stop. It got to stop, and they will not stop themselves. And I need you guys to. Oh, Room Shaker. Oh my God, Room Shaker, the one that hears the imaginary voices. I don't even deal with this weird ass bitch. And y'all could say that I'm making up jealousy. No, they're clearly jealous. Clearly jealous. And these people came from mothers that don't love them and they don't love their children. I've seen Room Shaker curse her daughter out. I have the videos to prove it. The videos to prove it. How she cursed her daughter out. I don't understand somebody that'll sit there and watch ICE agents all day begging for food donations rather than get a job. I don't understand that process. Clearly, you don't got that baby you lied about. Go get a fucking job. Stop watching other people at work so you could beg for food. You fat as fuck right now. Um, Peter Panel Killer. He's clearly another broke ass nigga who gets with women with low self esteem and leave their children alone with him. What type of woman about her shit will leave her kids alone with Peter Panel Killer? This nigga has zero emotional intelligence. He's disabled and weird. I wouldn't trust a nigga like that. I don't know if you dating for me or my children. Tricks. He clearly, I don't know if he's giving his last donation, but his need to be validated is unsettlingly another emotionally passive ass nigga. Now, he tried to try me when he thought I was going through something, and that showed me his true colors. And so he's been mad ever since because he know I cannot be bored. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. You know how many guys and we I help for free? That's not if you're gonna give something, give it. Be a cheerful giver, but you cannot throw $50 in my face, bitch. I promise you. Not with my support system, online and off. I don't want to deal with the clumps. People that Malik said he punched his son in the chest, but we see he won't even argue with a nigga on a link. Not even Tulsa with that nigga Tulsa. You cannot say Tulsa looked like a feminine trans person. You can't say that. So Malik wants to argue with everybody, but he's scared of all niggas. And all he do is talk shit in the chat, no job. So when he's not trying to fight with women on the link, he's punching his son in the chest. The wife, she's a freak for any nigga that would give her attention. And the people that tell her she's cute to try to shut her up, she believe in that shit. But meanwhile, she was on Backpage giving her some melatonin while not on some other shit. And these are the people that be in the chats so concerned about my child. I have never done drugs. I'll do a hair test. Anybody can pay for it. Never done anything outside of weed and alcohol in my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And then they scare you with it, you know. Um, what else did I need? Rex. Do I really need an explanation for Rex and Cosmo? I don't think so. So, like I said, these are clearly people that came from mothers that don't love them, and then they continue on the situation. Ness, do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? That bitch is a whole lunatic. And Ness, and I forgot, people said that how Ness used to sit with niggas in loose, dirty white tees, sharing a goddamn blunt. So that's why Ness gets off on, no matter how nice you are to her, because her self esteem and her mama treated her so bad, she gets off on having these dusty ass niggas come to curse you the fuck out. Cause she want every woman to experience what she experienced. But I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not here to experience none of that shit. Like some of these niggas, you don't got the right to talk to me. You can't come on the link saying, "Oh, uppity up here sharing her experiences and opinions." If it apply, it applies. But I'm not gonna. Just like the other day, I was on Big Rig's link. This nigga was so happy until I got to talking about how black men are at the bottom of the totem pole and how I selected it as I think anybody should. I don't think you should automatically feel sorry or automatically have anybody's back. I'm not gonna. He was so mad because Cynthia G said, "Oh, unalive all black children." I don't have to agree with it, but I cannot sit here and discount her when a lot of you black men sit here and do way worse to black children and women and black boys. We're not gonna forget how a lot of these black bros, little black boys, turned gay because they was violated by a man, and because the men protect each other, they won't talk about that. You want to blame everything on single motherhood. Okay? And I'm not talking about the guys who say they was never touched. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no. Baby, I know you see my text. It's been 2 days. Let me know if this is what we finna do. Don't know if I need to reassure you. I'll beat your ass and beat your mamas too. Need to remind you, I got a little screw. Please don't let me get to swinging. It's in my trunk, I'll start squeezing. I know you hear this motherfucking phone ringing. Let me catch you out with your crew. Air out this whole bitch. Swiss cheese the whole whip. Set you with who?
I believe whatever I come up with in my head, because why would I lie to me?
Okay, I'm back, guys. So yeah, this is why I say that I don't like um people who don't love their children. I don't. Like, I can't see a mother like Room Shaker cursing her 17-year-old daughter out of jealousy. So I know she's jealous of me. I don't need y'all to give me permission. I know what it is. This bitch be hearing shit in her head. And I think that translates, because if y'all heard that live and I got it, goddamn downloaded for better use. The only reason why I put that on Twitter because I want some real results from that shit. And maybe that's why her new virtue, that's where her new vitriol is coming from. Because I don't trust that bitch around that little girl. Like, you are straight jealous. Broom Shaker was giving straight precious in that fucking live that I told y'all about. And she does it with me. She's weird. And when you ignore that bitch, that's how I know her daughter is in for help. I don't even talking to you. And you be talking, you think I'm talking to you. Any word I say, you a weird ass bitch. Get a job. Get your mom something else. Okay? Ness, don't even fucking like her son, but so invested in these other men. Like I told you guys, I think if Ness' son was Chris Brown color, he would have had a different outcome and a different mother. But yeah, I got it. Yo, brother says she got a list of mile long. I feel you. But that's my thing. I'm not trying to run from anything, but my thing is this. If I don't talk to you, I don't do lives about you. But every time I hit a link, you're in the comment section going ham, trying to get my attention, and then I ignore you. Then you're gonna go get on the link to talk to me. You know what that weird ass bitch Brooke said? She had the nerve to think she can control who talks to her. Actually, yes, I can. Actually, yes, I can. I can. I have the right to say who talks to me, who don't. I don't want to talk to you. I don't understand why people who know you don't want to be bothered with them want to talk to another person. Me personally, if I know somebody don't like me, I don't want to talk to you. It's mutual, bitch. Even if I used to like you, just that quick, I don't like you no more either, bitch. That's how that's gonna go. I can never understand pursuing people who don't even like you and making up crazy things in your mind to have a conversation. Like, it's weird. They so mad, and then and at the end of the day, these people that's so mad and they're so weird, they're punks, they're goofies. They're not gonna follow through on nothing that they're talking about. They just simply want to get on a link and attack you and think that they're putting you down a peg. Because if you notice, the general consensus amongst my haters, I'm talking about my strong haters that follow me everywhere I go. Some links they ain't gonna get on them links, but they just want to simply get a link and think they're gonna scare me via a link source, or they're gonna put me down, or they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, put me down. Like, you're not putting me down to size. You're not shrinking my life. You're not making me feel no type of way. And the only thing that's going to do is make them feel more mad, because we know these niggas are punks. We see how anybody, Tosa is the perfect example the other day, like I said. And I thought that's why I feel like Pisa, she doesn't understand. But like I said, Pisa is not my child. Same way I said, Jada, not my child. But like I said, I'm done with helping people who don't want to see it for themselves, and they'll normally get mad at me because I'm telling the truth. So you could tell people self-esteem. And as you guys know, I don't chase numbers. I don't give up a content creator got 10 in their chat on a consistent basis or not. If I fuck with that content creator, me is gonna be 12 of us. They 10 subscribers, me and them, if I like their content. Versus if they had 10,000. If I like their content, it's gonna be 10,002, me and them. Same way, it goes the same way. If you got 10K subscriber and you piss me off and you drop that link, oh, trust and believe, I'm gonna hit your link and curse you. It'll be me against 10,001. That's how I give it up. I've always been that way. You see what I'm saying? I cannot be brought. When I deal with people, it's genuine. So that's why sometimes people say I'm overreacting. No, I'm not overreacting. You got to realize some of these people hit y'all links to try to agitate me because I don't fuck with them. And clearly they can't take that. They want my attention. They want my conversation. You see how they come on links begging to talk to me, begging to do this and that. No, once you go too far, especially, I don't be giving these niggas no grace. And I admit that, because at the end of the day, I'm not over here talking to no 18 and 19-year-old. These niggas is in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, acting all fucking irrational. I'm not adjusted to that. And I don't want to have to sit here and deal with it. There's plenty of guys on this motherfucking apparatus that I can deal with, and I don't have to deal with them. And they don't understand that shit. See, I don't deal with guys. Like, I support a lot of different people that y'all have seen came out. And like I said, y'all, I really do need to get that computer though, so I can start sharing links of guys that I like. But I share on my community wall. I know my audience, and some people probably would get mad at me and things. Some people I share often, some people I don't. It just depends on what your conversation is about. Or sometimes it depends if I'm going to be on your link. But for the people that I don't be on a link, it depends on what I'm sharing, because like sometimes you could just be in petty mode and I just share that live, and the women in my chat, they're not going to fuck with you based on the live that what you got going on. See, somebody like Jamaica, I can fuck with them when I catch his live. Somebody like Gigi that's biracial and she gives that good biracial content, I could fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what you got going on. I don't have to agree with everything you do or say, but if I feel like you're a fair and balanced person, or you're going to be stuck on your little remedies, but you're not stuck to the point that you can't listen to reason. I don't want to share you out and then my people come to your live or make a comment on your video and you acting all fucking crazy. They're gonna be looking at me like I'm dumb. Like, no, that's what my share things come from. So if I share you out, I support what you got going on. And I try to share the best of you so they can see you in a different light. So maybe on them days you are being petty, they won't use it against you. You know what I'm saying? If they just happen to drop down in your live on a petty day or a day where you're having a bad day, whatever the case may be. So that's what my lives are when I actually see your lives, should I say. Because I don't catch everything and I be every goddamn where. But one thing I ain't going to stand for is mistreatment of me. I'm not going to make excuses for people treating me badly. I'm not. So to avoid conflict with content creators, because I don't know, some people probably don't see the bigger picture. Some probably do. But I'm not dealing with anybody that don't love their kids and show clear signs of their mama never loving them. I'm not doing it. Because if you guys notice, I call it out from the start. I've never, like, people want, that's why people want to say, oh, uppity. I'm not a flip flopper. No, I'm not. That's not true. That's not me. I'm team me. And I encourage everybody to do that. I'm not the type, because a lot of people say, like, oh, come to me, and then they don't really, they get offended. I'm not that type of person. Now, if you come to me, I may not agree and we can have a conversation. But one thing I'm always going to do is respect people's wishes. And so that's the only thing I'm hoping from this live come forward. I don't want to be on the panel with these people. And I'm going to repeat it again, because I hope you guys see these people claim to not like me, don't want me on links. Oh, I forgot somebody. What's his name? Noble. Let me add him to the link. He was just on Lemon Link trying to talk to me after, like, it's a lot of the weirdos. I don't want to go up and down with you. I'm not your mama. I don't even have to go through this with my kids. You know why? Because I raised them right. I don't got kids out here in this world making people life difficult. My kids, they're not into B-sector links. They into other parts of social media, but they're not out here being a burden on anybody's mental health. Because you never know what anybody's going through day to day. And it's not making you crazy. It's just protecting your peace. So let me go through this again. Noble, Malik, Brooke, Ness, Peter Pan Killer, Triggs, T Latte, of course. I haven't seen her trying to hit the link, but gotta throw her out there. Yeah, so these people, I don't want to be on link with them. I don't. And like I said, if they're on your link first, you ain't got the work. And Glitter Boots, yes, Glitter Boots. So if I miss somebody's name in the first page, because I can't think of all at one time, but these people, I don't want to be on link with them. If they on your link and you want me up there, they're going to have to drop. I'm not going to make a big thing about it. But if I'm on your link chilling and they ask to hit the link, please don't give them the link. Because 9 times out of 10, they want to hit that link to talk to me. And I don't want to talk to these people. There's nothing they can say. There's no reaction they could pull out of me. I really don't give a fuck. Especially since I know how your life is in real life. I don't give a fuck about your opinion of me. It's not my fault you care so much about my opinion. Because as you can see, the guys that I share over here, they don't need the B sector in terms of like hitting y'all links. Like when I share these people out, whether it's black men, biracial women, black other women, they got all these other type of things going on. They got their own shit going on. So I don't share people over here. They got to come hit the link and attack people on my behalf. That's not what I do. Oh, and LaDawn, I'm not talking to that weird bitch either. Even though I know her scary ass ain't gonna never get on a link and try me. But when she thinks she's in a comfortable space, girl, no. But I don't think she would do that. That's the only reason I mentioned that weak ass ugly bitch. But anyway, I ain't fucking with that bitch either. But as far as people I'm not fucking with, y'all gonna see that shit because y'all will never see me on their channels. As you can see, I can only be pushed but so far. I'm not crazy. Like one thing I do know about myself is sometimes I'm very reactive. I'm a reactive person. I can admit that. Sometimes I misread things. Sometimes I'm just having a bad day, and things that normally would bother normally wouldn't bother me may bother me. I can, like, I know myself. So on those days I may go a little off and then I'll come back. But it's like, you did something, but I probably shouldn't have blew it out of proportion. I can admit that about myself. Sometimes people do things to me unknowingly, and through working with a therapist and doing my own work, I can admit that about myself. Sometimes I feel like maybe it wasn't intentional. I just took it that way because my patience was low, and my patience is kind of low a lot of times. But when my patience is low, I try not to be online or just be with people where I'm going to be way too reactionary that day and I'm going to take things out of context. But it's unfortunate, and that's what I'm saying. I'll be having some of those days sometimes. So some days I'll be like, okay, this is a cool space. I can get on a link. And then what happens? These weird ass niggas who y'all have seen me do numerous videos telling them not to talk to me. Y'all have seen me tell them numerous times on the platform, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. And only thing they're gonna, and it works out both ways, because I don't know if y'all noticed, we could be having a great conversation. These weirdos will chase me on a link, and what they're gonna do, try to attack me the whole time. Nobody can have a conversation. And if they do finally shut up, the minute I start talking again, they take that as a cue to go to uppity. I don't like you. You're not gonna get nothing from me. Nothing. So yeah, I just hope people know that when I hit your link, these are the people that are no go. And I will never hit your link when they're on there. But if you ask me to hit your link when they're up there, you have to know they got to get down. Because I'm not a hypocrite. I don't like these people, and I don't want it to ruin other relationships. So therefore, we should just not be on a link together, especially because you can't control yourself. I can control myself, but they can't. So it's not about, being on link. No, no, no. I don't want to be on link with you, period. Because you can't control yourself. You can't. You can't do it. And you're not affecting, and that's another thing they have to realize. You're not affecting me in any type of fucking way. You're not affecting my support system. You're not stopping any checks. You're not calling no agencies about me, because you know why? Nala Daddy takes care of her. I'm not codependent on no motherfucking agency at all. You weird ass bitches. Okay? And Nala Daddy don't want to talk to y'all. He doesn't. That's known. I don't deal with men who deal with social medias. We have different lives. Okay? If y'all think I'm antisocial, please know Nala Daddy is double that, and so is my exes. I don't deal with men that are social media like prone. They don't give a fuck. The only thing you doing is making them tell me if they hear any type of conversation they don't like, don't associate with that person. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. They're never gonna sit down and talk to you, bitch. Especially not about no street shit, you weirdos. That's some weird ass shit. No, like, I think y'all got it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you are too many guys that come across their real internet. Too many guys that come across their broke. You can't do that falsetto money with me. You can't do that. Nigga, you gotta show me by example. I need to see it to believe it. And if we're gonna be honest, it's mostly the women that are generous, cheerful givers than these niggas. They love to sit here and prop stuff in your face. Like, the women on here, if they donate to you, it's usually in silence. They don't sit here and try to get on links and make a storyline out of it. Some of them do, and they're obvious. But if you notice, it's usually the men. They want some undying loyalty for some basic ass shit. Be a cheerful giver, because I am. I done get. The only time you ever hear me talk about it is because the person kept constantly harassing me. So therefore, I had to sit here and put them on blast. I didn't want to. They made me do it. Just like even with the thing, I don't normally sit there and flex certain things, but it's certain things y'all make me do it. And then you get mad about it when it happens. It's because it's like, you want to sit here and act like I'm in need of something, even though my character doesn't show that. Y'all have never seen uppity begging. It's just, I hate to see uppity supported. Y'all hate to see uppity supported. I'm not one of those people claiming to be an executive and doing this and doing that. I'm just trying to make it, and I'm showing people how I do things. My content is so different from everybody else's. It's crazy to me. I'm not a flexer like that. But if you keep trying me and then I show you to be a liar, it's like it makes them more mad. So it's like, what are we doing here? There's no end to this. So how about we just leave each other alone? Don't talk to me. Don't hit the link about me. Don't worry about uppity, okay? Because all these people that's talking, you never gave me shit, not even a word of encouragement. But you so concerned. Child, shut the fuck up. I have relationships with people that don't get along, and that's fine with me. I don't talk about if I feel like somebody's doing something I wouldn't do. I don't shut up. I don't sit here and if I'm cool with you. Now, if I don't like you, of course I'm going to be petty and talk about it. But if even if I like the person, I'm like, okay, if they doing something too crazy, yes, I probably will, because that's my character. Shout out to the Pisces in me. Here go Hershey Kisses. I ain't doing shit, Hershey. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody that support me, and I want to support you. But I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to be difficult or none of that. So like I treat people the fair way. I don't feel like I'm getting treated fairly. And some of that could be perception, some of it could be real. But if it feels real to me, that's all that counts, right? So the only thing I can do is my part. I don't want to be on a link with certain people because we're past that stage. Now, certain people, oh yeah, and Wes is another one. Can't be on a link with me at all. Yeah, it's certain people I can't be on a link with. I don't want them on a link with me because they are too obsessed. My words, my opinions, my life have got them to a point where they are triggered to the point that they can't control themselves. And me ignoring them in the comments is only going to make them click a link. Now, can I help what people do videos about? No. And I don't give a fuck. Do your videos. I don't even do a reaction. I tell the truth. And people that want to see it, see it. If they don't, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because anybody you see talking about me, I have never seen a successful person that got shit popping, worried about uppity. I have never seen it. I haven't. I may have missed a video too, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But these people are way too invested in me and my life to the point that they try to act like they know me better than me, my life better than me. It's weird though. It's weird. It's weird. And I've already excommunicated so many people in my family alone, not to mention other associates and stuff like that. But I don't deal with that from family. And anybody that know me can tell you that every fucking year, New Year's, and I have two. I celebrate the actual New Year's where I cut off people that, they've been had too many strikes to get them. But when it comes to my birthday, I consider that a real New Year's and my birthday. So yeah, and I do it. That's what I do. And I don't be missing a goddamn thing because I feel like in this world, we got to find our tribes. We can't help the family we're born into, but we can't help the friendships and the business partners and association and all that shit. Sometimes you can't help business partner. I get it, but I don't have to work at no 9 to 5. So I don't have to do it. Nobody I don't want to. YouTube is, to me, a source of fun. Supposed to be. And it could also eventually become money. But certain people, I don't want them talking to me. And I'm sorry. Because I've been telling people it's one-sided. You care what I think about you. I never care. And there's nothing you can do or say that's going to change that fact. So yeah, I think all you mothers that have not been mothers yet, please learn from the past. If you're going to have a child just because you want that child, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you having children by ain't shit nigga, please don't. Because you ain't going to change him with a child. Only thing you're going to do is grow up with a hater like you. Be better than your mother. Let's uproot the generational cycle. It's so crazy how this sheep think and this group think of jealousy I have never been jealous in my life of nobody. So I don't want to be around people that are jealous and hateful to me. I'm not around nobody. I promise you, all these people that they could run down my shit. As you can see, I don't be knowing what they got going on until I hear about it on the panel. That's the only time I know about it when they on the panel. And these people, they love pursuing friendships with people that I'm already cool with, but they're not hurting me. Only thing they hurt is that person, because you're gonna lose a good person in me. And once I stop disassociating with you, you're gonna see how they really feel about you. So that's what I do. I just disassociate. You can have that. There's no competition. It's no different as if I was in a relationship triangle. I'm in the competition. She got you. She won. Period. So yeah, anyway, guys. So as you guys know, that was my big announcement. And that's the root cause of it. That's just my opinion. Because the black women been the matriarch of the black people across the dysphoria for decades and centuries. This has been going on. But we have to talk about the fact that black women, it starts with us. Cut off our wounds from these weird ass niggas. Cut off our time and friendship from these weirdos. That's what I'm doing. That's what works for me. I can't tell anybody else how to get along. I can't do it. I don't do it in real life. I just don't want to do it online no more. I just want to come online, deal with people I want to deal with, and that's it and all. I don't want to have to be on nobody's link and people I don't like getting so worked up about me and my opinion. And I don't give a fuck about them and theirs. I don't care what they think they know about my life. I don't. I want them to leave me alone. And since they won't do it, I'm putting hard boundaries in place. See, I'm not about to argue with Lemon about his daddy. Even though my daddy never been to jail, my daddy, I told y'all, he raised me, him and his grandmother. I don't have the boldness of some of you people. And I'm thankful for that. Shout out to Harlem. And people want to be ashamed of going to the project. I'm glad to go up in the project. We done roast each other so much. Self-awareness is embedded. Whatever our parents didn't do when we was alone together doing the dozens, it brought in self-awareness, because behind all jokes is truth. And if you looked at the truth of your life, some of you wouldn't be saying half of the things you say or do. But it don't stop y'all. And I don't know how to deal with people like y'all. I don't. Where I come from, you couldn't dare talk about some shit you was going through. It's crazy to me. And you can't dare put shit on. But anyway, like I said, that's just my little rant. And I'm out of here. Child, please. But I appreciate everybody that came through. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, this is just it, because you're gonna hear a lot of excuses, and it's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I just don't want to deal with these people. So the people who links I hit, please be aware of this. And like I said, I'm not gonna hit your link, but they're on that, and I don't push myself on nobody. So it is what it is. I'm tired of people pushing themselves on me. Later, you guys have a blessed day. Shove kisses. This is the best way I can do it, where I don't have to mess up relationship with people I actually like.
I'ma put on my dancing shoes, then I'ma hit the door.
Be careful how you treat me. You ain't gonna meet me every day. Anybody who had me and lost me regrets me to this day, because they can't find another me. I am not run of the mill. You ain't gonna just get this close to a me. You ought to be glad you sitting next to me, that you even got my phone number. Do you know how many people I blocked, I unfollowed, that I ghosted, and I still let you close?
I'm not the bigger person. Leave me alone, I go too far. When somebody does me wrong, I'll catch a case. Beyond the first 48, I know I'm petty, but I can't walk away. Oh, you be safe. If you don't play in my face, don't wanna end up on the first 48, first 48.
People be like, you heard the rumors going around about you? And I did. But they forgot to tell you one thing. That I don't give a fuck. Huh? What's my name? My first name is Very Much. judged. My last name is unbothered.
I will be one of the greatest, that is a vow, yet that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yet just being honest. My haters won't always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different, they ancient, sooner than later, what will be ours? I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are above me. Do not go for the people I love, cause then I get scary, then I get ugly, yeah. Hey, no problem when I'm not equation. Present, noted, observation. I'm not new here, reborn creation. Come and find me, sending location.